I'm Joanna Penn from Mystery Thriller TV, author of Pentecost, and today I'm reviewing Lethal People by John Locke. Now, I'd seen John Locke on the Kindle Top 100. He's totally rocking it with his 99-cent thrillers, so I just had to try one. So I got Lethal People and devoured it in a couple of hours and immediately bought the next one and devoured that too. So definitely great books on your Kindle for a relaxing afternoon of just enjoyable thriller, basically. As in all good thrillers and mysteries, the book opens with a death as a couple and family are burnt to death in a house fire, and that permeates the whole of the book and becomes one of the many strands in the complicated story that revolves around Donovan Creed, who is the main protagonist. Now, Creed is a really interesting character, and although I would say the books are plot-driven mostly, that this character just carries it along so well. So we're introduced to Creed as basically he's torturing himself, or has an accomplice, but he tests government weapons of torture and death, basically. And we see him taking this sort of energy pulse and trying to see how much pain he can stand, whilst he's in a underground cell that he uses as his bedroom, basically. Yes, he's a strange man. He also spends quite a lot of time living in people's crawl spaces in the top of houses. So he's one of these interesting government assassins who works for good in that he cleans up bad guys most of the time, but he also freelances for organised crime. And in this book, he's employed by a guy called Victor, who is a paraplegic. And basically he is, sent off to do this murder. Now, all these things combine in a sort of very fast-paced book. It's written in the first person, so you get a lot of his, Donovan Creed's tone of voice as he, talks about what he's doing, and you see what he goes through. Massive, massive body count, bombs, murders, all kinds of things. But it's also very funny, which is kind of odd. Now, I don't often read books that are meant to be funny, but there's obviously a funny element to this, and there's some politically perhaps incorrect jokes around the little people who work with Victor, or midgets, but basically they work with Donovan to take out this crime boss, and they turn into this sort of little army of people. And so he uses all these different characters to create a group of people who are going about doing all these different things, and throughout it all the thread of this fire comes through as Donovan is driven to get money for the little girl who survived the fire and is incredibly badly burnt. We also see, that's like his one ethical side, but we also see his ethical side as he protects his ex-wife against a physical abusive boyfriend, but his methods for going about doing that are quite odd in that, he pays a friendly prostitute to beat her up. He tries hard not to hurt her too much, but there are scenes like that you get kind of on the edge of being not very acceptable, but the book gets away with it, and it's a real kind of adventure romp. And as I said, I bought the next one straight away, and I guess it has a lot in common with the Lee Child's Jack Reacher books, which I also really like, where we've got a kind of vigilante justice idea where the bad guys really do get their comeuppance and it's okay to kill the bad guys, type of thing, which, if you like thrillers and that type of book, you will enjoy. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed Lethal People by John Locke and recommend that, for 99 cents you give his work a try. Thank you, I'm Joanna Penn from Mystery Thriller TV.